Good morning, a very good morning. It's a Sunday and I'm heading to church. And this is the day that the Lord has made, that we may rejoice and be glad in it. So yeah, as I've said, I'm doing just reflections and just having a great time enjoying myself and enjoying the season, because one of the things that I noticed is that sometimes during transitions we are so caught up in just thinking about where you need to go next, what you need to do, and so sometimes it can be so difficult to just enjoy the moment. So one thing I have realized is that I need to be extremely intentional. I need to be extremely intentional about just getting to the place where I am enjoying the season. So I mean, if it's going to church, even if I've been going to church and I always go to church, but how about taking this day and celebrating, that indeed it's a good day. It's a day that God has made, that we may rejoice and be glad in it. So it's beautiful. I appreciate, and one of the things I'm also training myself is gratitude, to just spend time being grateful for the things that God has given you, for small things, big things, just be grateful. And so like today, I'm grateful that I know the temperature is going to go up until 30 degrees. That's quite hot, but you know what, right now it's 8 a.m. in the morning and it's nice and cool. It feels great. I feel great because I've chosen, to work on my attitude towards life, towards the weather, towards everything that I have, towards people. Just cultivate more gratitude. Yeah. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zipporah Mwangi and I'm excited to have you on board. On this channel we have conversations about lifestyle, education and kingdom living. And our theme verse is Proverbs 23 verse 23 that talks about buy truth and do not sell it. Also wisdom, knowledge and instruction. So we ideally just go through different scriptures, looking through the principles of the Word of God, so that, our main goal here and our tagline here is that we do life well and we do it God's way. So on this particular series, we are doing something different. I just want us to focus a lot more on lifestyle. And so we're going to have vlogs here and there. We're going to have like some pep talks. We are going to, we'll figure it out along the way. And majorly it's because I am going through a transition, and as we go along, you'll get to know what transition this is. And really one of the things that I realize I need to do is that I need to spend some time reflecting on the Word of God, on the things that, just spending time to think through, keep a digital diary of some of the things that I think are valuable and that I could share with other people and see maybe it might help one or two people. And then again, at the end of the day, I want to be able to look back and enjoy the things that, God had given me in this particular season. So on this particular series, we are doing something different. I just want us to focus a lot more on lifestyle. And so we're going to have vlogs here and there. We're going to have like some pep talks. We are going to, we'll figure it out along the way. And majorly it's because I am going through a transition, and as we go along, you'll get to know what transition this is. And really one of the things that I realize I need to do is that I need to spend some time reflecting on the Word of God, on the things that, just spending time to think through, keep a digital diary of some of the things that I think are valuable and that I could share with other people and see maybe it might help one or two people. And then again, at the end of the day, I want to be able to look back and enjoy the things that, God had given me in this particular season. So today, I mean, it's I'm just from church, so I'm happy. It's after I've just had my meal, and I figured it would be great if I just sit down and have a conversation, which I think many a times we don't have, and just hopefully that then it would be beneficial to somebody who gets to listen in. And so today I really want to just have a conversation about minority, being a minority. And so some of the things that I really wanted to say is like, and when we talk about minorities, sometimes it's based on gender, the fact that maybe you are a female working in a male dominated industry, and so therefore you are the minority in that particular instance. Another thing could be that you are from a different continent, and so therefore people look at you differently, and so you are a minority in that instance. And so those are the two major things in terms of minorities that I would like to address today, and just give examples and just have that conversation. So today I was actually, and this was actually prompted when I was on my way home after church, and as I was about to alight from this particular tram, so I was just standing at the door, but there was a gentleman that was seated right next to the door. And yeah, as you can see, I have my afro, and yeah, I'm as African as it can get right now. And so, therefore, this gentleman, he was honestly, he did not want to be anywhere near me. That's one of the things that he decided he was going to do, is that he, left his seat aggressively. He was quite upset that I was actually even close to him. And so he decided to go and sit, yeah, to just change seats. And because I was seated, he went and took the seat that I had sat on before. He wiped it aggressively, just the, you can generally see that he didn't appreciate me as a minority, didn't appreciate that as an African I was seated on that seat, didn't appreciate that I was standing next to him, didn't appreciate that he was even in the, probably the same vicinity as as I was. And I mean, I'm not here to judge, really not interested. That's not my main goal. And one of the things that I observed was that some of the things that we never really prepare people for are maybe you're a parent, you want to send your children abroad, and one of the things that you need to do, you must spend time doing, is you need to prepare your children for conversations about being a minority. Because the truth of the matter is, when you're in your own country, there are things that we are not conscious of. So, for example, like language, yeah. So you can understand everything that other people are saying, yeah. You're probably the same skin tone, or you probably have the same kind of hair, and there are certain things that are so obvious that may not always be the most like you're not conscious of until the day you actually move into a new environment and realize, oh my god, I'm actually very different from a majority of the people that live there. So some of these things can be, yeah, people can be appalled by a thing or two, for whatever reason. I mean, we all have prejudice in one way or another, and yeah, I mean, that's not the main point of this particular conversation. And so the thing is, when we have these conversations about being a minority, something we need to remember is, most especially, and something I have observed also, because I'm in an international environment. So, for example, like I go to an international church. So, this church has different people that come from different continents, different countries. People speak diverse languages, and that's not like yeah. So, then we mainly have the services in English, but people come from different places, and there's just a welcoming. The environment is so welcoming. It's so warm, and it's very different from sometimes the kind of experiences that I probably would get at the shop, or probably get at the tram, or probably get along the way as I walk around. So, and the truth of the matter is, one of the things that we really need to get to a place of is get I think, if there's one thing that you could really do for yourself if you're thinking about ever moving abroad. And it doesn't really matter what abroad means. Abroad means many things. So if you're in Europe and you want to move to Africa, you do need to be prepared to go and live in Africa, because the truth is you're going to be a minority there, and the other way around. And so I think this is a very crucial conversation for us to have, and it's important for us to prepare people to to have these difficult conversations. And so, for example, like when we are talking about the issue of, let's say, like language. So one of the things that I have observed that I think I and I find this also sometimes is also very common, even like, let's say, like, even so we're in an environment where probably many of us can speak English, but I may be with other Africans from different countries, and they're also different. They're speaking their own language, yeah. Because I mean, not every other African country speaks English, and you also have very many other languages that you could speak. So, and generally, many Africans can speak a minimum of at least two languages, yeah. And so with that, you find that sometimes you're in an environment where other people are speaking a language you do not understand. Now, what I really do not appreciate is, if I am present and you know very clearly that I do not speak your language, if you do not speak a language that I understand, and I'm in your midst and I'm in your circle, what that communicates to me is the fact that, you know what, I should not be a part of this conversation. And I think sometimes we do it unintentionally, but I feel like we need to move forward thinking through that anytime I have a conversation, and if I need to speak a language that every single person who, that's near me gets an opportunity to hear what I'm saying. And I think it is just bad manners for us to get to be at the place where we, if we have somebody in our midst who's not speaking the language that we are speaking, and we don't involve them. So, and this goes both ways. So whether, let's say, we are let's say a majority of Africans, and we have, maybe Europeans or Americans, and we are speaking our own, maybe we are speaking Swahili, and we have somebody who's not, who doesn't understand Swahili. I mean, we need to extend grace to that person, unless, and I think it's just not proper for us to use language as a weapon, because I really feel that we can weaponize language, especially when we are talking minorities. And especially if you find someone who's at a place where maybe they were having a bad day, or maybe they've been going through discrimination along the way. So my apologies, I lost a part of that footage, and I felt that it was an important conversation that I should continue to, just wrap up. And majorly, is that I am advocating that then we become more gracious with other people, and be more conscious of the fact that, to include, this conversation of just including people that are close to you. And if you speak of, you use a language that they don't understand, extend grace. You do need to translate, if whatever it is you have to say, you are struggling in terms of just being able to speak it out. But it's important that we therefore extend grace to the people that are around us. The other bit that I also wanted to mention was about, just being a minority when you're a female that is working in a male dominated industry, or you're a male working in a female dominated industry. And I think also we have challenges there where we have, sometimes women who are in a male dominated industry, there's just the basic assumption that this woman is probably an admin and a receptionist. I mean, we have people that are well conversant in the things. I mean, they have gone through the training just like any other man. And I think we do definitely need to make a change in terms of our attitude towards people, giving people an opportunity to prove themselves. Yeah. So also sometimes we do find that there are men who are in a female dominated industry. So maybe it's a male nurse. So does that mean that then you will not allow that male nurse to serve you or to help you out? And they are just as conversant as the female nurses. And so therefore it's important for us to continue to extend grace. And the truth of the matter is that the issue of discrimination is a big deal. And the thing is that sometimes it on the surface you might be able to get over it, but if you keep, it's something that you are going through every other day, and it's something worth addressing. I honestly do advocate for therapy, that it's important for us to get to the place where we can sit down with a professional, have these conversations, break it down, especially because sometimes we find that growing up, you already had your own, childhood trauma based on various things. And if you went through bullying or you went through discrimination as a child, you can imagine going through the same when you become an adult in a foreign country. It can be very complex, it can be very difficult. And so I really do encourage that then we pursue help. And above all, let's just be more conscious about the people that are around us. Let's cultivate an attitude that is more inclusive of the people that are around us, so that then let's not make it harder for the people that are already struggling with discrimination. Let's not make it worse by weaponizing language, or even weaponizing careers, weaponizing gender roles. And so I hope that you have yourself a very wonderful day or afternoon or evening or week ahead, and that we meet in my next video. And God bless you. Bye.